Good morning, everyone. We're back. Bones and I, back at it again. This time we get to study outer space. Yes, that's right. We're getting into one of the coolest topics that we do all year, astronomy. All right, so here we go. You ready, Bones? All right, let's do it. All right, we're going to start talking about astronomy. Now, astronomy is the study of space and all of the objects and the energy in it. Okay, so that's important. We're going to be taking a look at outer space, and we're going to take a look at some of the facts that you may know and some maybe myths that you don't know about outer space. So it's called astronomy. Let's do it. We're going to start off talking about the universe. Okay, now, the universe is made up of mostly empty space. It's mostly empty. That's why we call it space, okay? Because it's mostly empty space. But there is energy and matter in the universe, okay? Now, the universe is made up of smaller things. So a bunch of solar systems make up stuff called galaxies, which we're going to start talking about in a couple minutes. And galaxies make up the universe, okay? So solar systems, like what we live in here on Earth, and the sun is the center of our solar system. It's a star. Okay, solar systems make up billions of galaxies, and there's a couple different kinds of galaxies out there that we'll talk about. And then billions of galaxies make up the universe. But the universe is ginormous. Okay, the widely accepted theory is called the Big Bang theory of how the universe got here. Okay, and we'll talk about that in a little later. Now, the types of stuff that we find in our solar systems, our galaxy, and ultimately our huge universe, which scientists still today believe that is still expanding, are planets. Okay, we've got lots of different kinds of planets that we're going to talk about. Some are rocky, some are gassy, some are small, some are big. We're going to talk about the sun, and the sun is really a star. Okay, we're going to talk about meteors. All right, meteors in our solar system, in our universe, asteroids, comets, and all the stars that you see out there. All right, which are really just suns of their own little solar systems. So it's going to be really cool. So the universe got here by something called the Big Bang theory. We believe it's still expanding, and it's made up of mostly empty space. All right. Now, what is our solar system? Here's our solar system. The center of our solar system is the sun. You can see it there on the left, right over there. See it, Bones? It's really big. Okay. All the planets are small compared to our sun. All right. Now, in our solar system, we have planets. We've got asteroids, we've got meteors, we've got moons. Okay. All make up our solar system, and there's lots and lots of space between each one. Now, the four inner planets, we call them inner planets. That would be Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Okay, these are very small planets. You can see them here. Okay, they're the first four planets right in here. Now, we call those terrestrial planets. Now, a terrestrial planet is small, it's dense, it's rocky. Okay, you can land on it. It's made of rock, just kind of like Earth. Okay, the outer planets, starting with Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, those are called Jovian planets. Okay, Jovian planets. They're large, they're gassy, okay, made up of gases, and they are not dense at all. All right, they're actually not dense nearly as much as the tightly packed inner planets. So the way to remember that the Jovian planets are the four outer planets is because the word Jovian starts with the letter J, and so does the word Jupiter for the planet. Okay, now I talked about their density. Saturn has such a low density that if we had a bathtub big enough to throw Saturn in, it would actually float. Okay, because that means that the density of Saturn is actually less than 1. So again, we've got our four inner planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Okay, terrestrial planets, small, rocky, dense. And then we have our Jovian planets: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, that are large, gassy, and not very dense at all. At the center of our solar system, we have the sun. Okay, and there's meteors in here. There's going to be asteroids in here. We're going to talk about that in a little while. And most of these planets have moons. Okay, Pluto is no longer considered a planet. Poor Pluto. But it doesn't really follow all the rules of planets, which we'll go over later. So it got thrown out. Sorry, Pluto. Okay, first we'll start talking about some stars. Okay, now stars are luminous. Luminous means that they give off light. Okay, a light bulb is luminous. It gives off light. Now, Stars are huge balls of hot gas that produce lots and lots of energy. And there's billions of stars out there. But they're actually, they look really small when you look up in the sky, but they're actually very large. So you can see a picture here. This is a picture of our sun right here. And our sun is pretty big, all right? And then look at these other stars out there that you look up in the telescope. They're much bigger than our sun. And we're going to learn that stars, they actually kind of grow up like a person does, and then they die and they form a black hole. And so we're going to talk about that all throughout the course of the unit. So when you look up in the sky, just understand everything that you're looking at is a sun. All of those stars are suns. Now, you may have heard the saying, I wish upon a shooting star, okay? And then you make a wish of it. It came from Disney. Well, what you really need to say is, I wish upon a shooting sun. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, all right, our sun. What about our sun? I messed that joke up. Don't worry about it. The sun is more than 1 million times greater in volume than the Earth, all right? It's over 1 million times bigger. But it's just an average sized star, okay? It's not too big, it's not too small, it's just right. It is the closest star to Earth, all right? We are the perfect distance away from it. Any closer or any farther away from the sun, our sun, we would not be able to live here on the Earth. We believe it's about 4.6 billion years old, and it's made up of, it's not just, you can't really see it from the Earth, but it's not just a big glowing ball. There's actually huge eruptions and solar flares like this that you can see here. And there are sunspots, okay? Some darker spots are cooler temperatures. The brighter spots are warmer temperatures. So the sun isn't uniformly one temperature, but there's constant things going on the sun, as you can see in the picture. Okay, solar flares, sunspots, different things like that. But our sun, our star, okay, is just average in size, made up of hydrogen. The reason it does look so small is because it still is far away, even though it's close to us. Now, if we get a couple billion solar systems together, all right, it makes up something called a galaxy. Okay, a galaxy is a huge system of stars and matter. Okay, matter being the planets and the moons and the asteroids and the meteors. There are billions of galaxies in the universe. Okay, there's billions of them. This is how big the universe is. And there are three different shapes. We have an irregularly shaped one, galaxy, which doesn't have a shape at all, and they tend to be the smallest. We have an elliptical shaped one, which is elliptical. It looks more like an oval shape. Those are the oldest. And then we have something called spiral galaxies that kind of look like they have a spiral arm to it. And one of these spiral galaxies right here and right here, okay, this one is known as the Milky Way. This is where we live, okay? We live in the Milky Way galaxy. All right, so let's take a look at the different shapes of them. Here's what an irregular galaxy looks like. Okay, again, they totally look different. There's no real set shape to them, all right? These are irregular galaxies made up of billions of solar systems and billions of stars or suns, okay? That's where the light comes from. This is what an elliptical galaxy looks like, okay? Notice the oval type shape, all right? And we take pictures of these with telescopes and shooting space shuttles and rockets up into the outer space, and they send back these pictures for us. It takes a long time. And then here's our spiral galaxy. Okay, you can see they kind of look like a spiral or a pinwheel. And what we do is we live out here. We live out here on one of the arms of the Milky Way. Okay, we live way out here. We would never be able to live long enough to be able to get from one side of the galaxy to another. So traveling there at this time with the technology we have just is not possible. All right. So to review, we've got solar systems make up galaxies. Galaxies make up the universe. All right. In the center of every solar system, we have a sun, and that sun gives off heat. All right. And that sun is really considered a star. Okay. Suns are stars, stars are suns. Solar systems make up galaxies. Galaxies make up the universe. Until next time, see ya.